Hello, Amit sir. I think your audio is not connected, but you are the host now. Amit sir.
Yeah, so good morning all. So let's start the class. So day before yesterday, we have done limits based on integration, definite integration, where we have seen that we can convert a particular summation kind of a question into the form of limits, which we can convert into definite integration, right? But we left it at the definite integration part because we have not completed integration as of now. So afterwards, whenever we'll have question based on that, we will be doing when we have done integration, we'll see some more question based on the same concept which we did on Monday. Okay, so today the last form of the limits is indeterminate form of the limits, where we can convert it into L'Hopital's rule, right? We can convert it into L'Hopital's form, and then we can solve it using L'Hopital's rule, right? So previously we have seen that L'Hopital's rule will be used when we have the limits. Suppose limit of x tending to a, f of x upon g of x, we can use L'Hopital's rule when f of x is tending, so limit x tending to a, so when limit x tending to f of x is tending to 0, and g of x is also tending to 0 simultaneously, right? So then what we will do, we will differentiate f of x and we will differentiate g of x, so f dash x upon g dash x. We will keep on differentiating till this form is removed from the indeterminate form, right? So yes, so basically okay Anirudh, I will check and I will give you, है ना? So we can keep on differentiating till this gets rid of L'Hopital's rule. But then we saw the limitation of L'Hopital's rule, that limits of this form, suppose we have 0 to the power 0 form, right? We have 0 to the power 0 form, or 0 to the power infinity form, right? Or 1 to the power 0 form, but these are not directly in the form of L'Hopital's rule, right? So some limits which are of the form of, so limit of x tending to a, f of x to the power g of x, right? We have already seen that these kind of limits we can solve by taking log on both sides, by taking natural log on both sides. So what we'll do, suppose this is equals to y, so we'll take a natural log on both sides. So this will become log of y, log base ey is equals to log base e. So this whole thing will become, limit of x tending to a, so this will be g of x into log base e f of x, right? uh, Sir, is L'Hopital's rule or L? But somewhere it is L'Hopital, somewhere it will be written L'Hospital. So we will not go into the actual name. है ना? In some books it is L'Hospitals, some books it is L'Hospitals. है ना? So we will not go into the name, right? But it is pronounced L'Hospitals. है ना? So we'll leave it at that. Yeah. Yeah, one more time. So see, suppose we have of the limits, we have the limits of the form of this, right? We know these are indeterminate form. Indeterminate form, right? But we cannot use L'Hopital's directly on these, right? That means these limits will be, these questions will be of this form, f of x raised to the power g of x, right? So what we'll do for these kind of question, the first thing we do, we'll take log on both sides, so that this g power x will come outside. We will take log, right? So that g power x will come outside. So now suppose these limits were of these form, है ना? So now suppose these limits were of these form and we have taken log on both sides, so this limit become something of the form of this, right? G of x has come outside and log base e f of x, right? Now see, if these are of this was of 0 to the power 0 form, if fx was tending to 0 and gx was tending to 0. Now see, this log base e f of x when it is tending to 0 from the right side, this thing will tend to infinity. This thing will tend to infinity. This g of x is tending to 0, so we can write this whole thing as log base e f of x divided by 1 by g of x, right? So now this thing I can write as suppose k of x, and this thing I can write as suppose h of x, right? Now see, as x tending to 0, this thing is tending to infinity, and this thing is also tending to infinity. So that means this is now converted to L'Hopital's form. This is converted to L'Hopital's form, infinity by infinity form. Now we can differentiate. So now we can differentiate h dash x divided by k dash x. Everybody understood? Fine. This part I hope everybody understood, that if the form is indeterminate, but it is not directly in the L'Hopital's form, it is not 0 by 0 and infinity by infinity, hai na? So we'll take log. We know we have to take log. That is the basic understanding. The first thing we'll take log. But even after log, if you're not able to understand, hai na, even after log, if you're not able to understand that what we have to do, you convert into the form where you have 0 by 0. So you are restructuring the whole question. So basically what I'm doing, I'm restructuring the question. So this you will get after restructuring. So you can say this is restructuring the whole question. After you have restructured, you will get a L'Hopital's form, and then you can check. Okay, so let's see 3 different forms in which you can convert these type of form into L'Hopital's form. Okay, so first let's try this question. So again, this is of, so basically what this is if I'll take x tending to 0. So this, if I'll take as this thing I will take as f of x. If this thing I will take as f of x, then as x tends to 0, f of x tends to 1, right? As x tends to 0, f of x tends to 1, and as x tends to 0, let's take this as g of x as x tends to 0, as g of x tends to infinity, right? G of x tends to infinity, but we can write 1 upon g of x. Okay, so just try to solve this using the same concept which I've just told. This question came in exam also, so I think the answer you must be knowing, but let's see if you can find. E square, no bacha, not e square. Just check the answer once again. ABC to the power 2 by 3. Yeah, I think that is correct. I think that is correct. Yes. Very good. This was the answer. For you have done the same question in exam also. So Darshana, can you just check your answer once again? Differentiation of different thing. You just a to the power x differentiation. A to the so if you do not know what is the differentiation of a to the power x, it's okay. I will write it. So a to the power x differentiation d by dx of a to the power x will be a to the power x as it is into log a base e, This will be the differentiation of a to the power x. Okay, so should I solve? Fine. So let's see. So basically what we are doing, we are writing this in the form of f of x to the power g of x, right? So if I'll write this in the form of f of x to the power g of x, so let's see. So limit of x tending to 0, this is f of x to the power g of x, right? Now I know I have to take log. It is so obvious that I have to take log, because all questions of this form we will take log no matter what, right? So this is suppose this is y. So we will take log base ey is equals to, right? So this will become limit of x tending to 0 g of x into log base e f of x, right? We have got till this point. Right? Now see, this is tending to 1. This inside part, this part is tending to 1. So this whole thing is tending to 0. As f of x tends to 1, this whole thing tends to 0. And this multiplied with gx. As x tends to 0, gx tends to infinity. right? Gx tends to infinity. So what we can do, we can write 1 by gx. We can write here 1 by gx. So 1 by gx will tend to 0, right? So we can write here 1 by gx. So this will whole part will become. So this I can write as. So this thing will become log base ey is equals to limit of x tends to 0. So this is log base e a of x plus b of x plus c of x divided by 3, right? Whole, sorry, whole thing divided by, whole thing multiplied with, a whole thing multiplied by 2 by x. So I can take this x down, this down, sorry, 3 by x. Yeah, sorry, 2 by x. So this whole thing I can take down, this x I can take down, so this will become 0 by 0 form. So if I'll x simply divide this with x, so this will become 0 by 0 form. So I can write this as x, so this will become 0 by 0 form. Now this is 2 I can take outside, so this is now, this whole part is tending to 0, this whole part is tending to 0, so this is 0, this is 0, so this is 0 by 0 form. I can differentiate numerator and denominator. So if I'll differentiate numerator, this is limit of x tending to 0, differentiation of log x, 1 by a to the power x plus b to the power x plus c to the power x by 3 into differentiation of a to the power x by 3. So this is a to the power x by 3 into log a base e, plus second is b to the power x by 3 into log b base e, plus third is c to the power x by 3 into log c base e. Whole thing divided by x will become 1 into 2. X will become 1 into 2, right? So now as x tends to 0, this whole part will become 1. These all three c to the power x part will become 1. So this is, this will become limit of x tending to 0. Sorry, I will take the limit now as it is. So this part will become 1 plus 1 plus 1 by 3 into log a base e plus log b base e plus log c base e, whole thing divided by 3 into 2, right? So this whole thing will become, this whole thing will become log y base e is equals to 2 by 3 log a b c base e. So this is log a b c base e to the power 2 by 3. This is y is equals to e to the power log a b c to the power 2 by 3 base e, which is nothing but a b c to the power 2 by 3. है ना? Differentiation I will tell once again. So log a to the power x plus b to the power x plus c to the power x divided by 3. Differentiation of this d by dx of this will be 1 upon whatever is inside. So a to the power x plus b to the power x plus c to the power x by 3, right? This 1 by, then individually I will differentiate this whole function. So differentiation of a to the power x by 3, b to the power x by 3, c to the power x by 3, 1 by 3 will come as it is. Differentiation of a to the power x is a to the power x into log a base e, plus b to the power x will be b to the power x into log b base e plus c to the power x log c base e. Understood now? Fine. So let's check it once again. Just check it once again. Anything you are not able to understand, you can ask. I will explain once again. I hope everybody understood. So the answer is a b c to the power 2 by 3. I hope everybody understood. If there is anybody who did not understood, can just send me a message. I will explain once again whatever part you're not able to understand. Yeah, power 2 by 3. Pradyuman, differentiation, which part of the differentiation you are not able to understand? Pradyuman, tell me. Differentiation, see, do not focus that much upon differentiation, because differentiation, if you have not completed all the parts, yeah, it's okay. If you are a little bit confused how to differentiate, then leave it, because anyways you will learn differentiation afterwards. है ना? Karthi, understood na? Pradyuman, if we still differentiation is a little bit confusing, because we will do differentiation specially afterwards. So you just concentrate on how we are getting till that form. That is more important. है ना? We'll do differentiation afterwards, because Second step after taking log, second step. So when you will take log, gx will come outside. So you will have 2 by x. By 2 by x, I can simply take this whole thing by x. So this is 0 by 0 form. This will become 0 by 0 form. So 0 by 0 form, we know we can use L'Hopital's rule and we can differentiate numerator as well as denominator. So when we are differentiating numerator, I'm getting this. When we are differentiating denominator, I'm getting this. Sir, was 1 power infinity form, right? We already know differentiation method, then why this? Sir, this was 1 to the power infinity form, right? We already know a different method. Yes, but it is better to know more than one method, Jagdish. Hai na? One method was we will expand. We will expand. So we will write a to the power x as expansion of a. We will write b to the power x as expansion of b, c to the power x as expansion of c. That method we have already seen when we were discussing the paper, right? Or in the paper when there was answer given, right? The another method was expanding a to the power x, b to the power x, c to the power x, right? One way you can do like that. This is the another way. This is another way, right? So there should, if it is okay if you know more than one way, hai na? All question to form differentiation form. Yes, you can do. If differentiation is easy, then you can do. See here, why am I telling you in differentiation form? Because here denominator is only x. So you just have to differentiate once. A denominator is only x. That is why. That is why differentiation form you should also know. We should also know how to solve in another method also. Right? Everybody understood? Now, in the same way, solve this one. Now, this question came in your exam. This question came in your exam. Limit of x tending to 0 plus sine of x and to the power sine of x. Now this, most of you must, this was a little bit confusing question, right? That what will happen, because you have log sine of x, and this form we have not done till yet. No other form of this we have done till yet, hai na? So just try to solve this using the same method. Try to solve this using the same method. Limit tends to 0 plus. Limits tends to 0 plus, because otherwise log won't be defined. For 0 minus, log won't be defined. That is why it is given 0 plus. Yes, very good. Yeah, log, yeah, 1 was the correct answer. If you do not know the differentiation for this one, you require differentiation of cosec x. So d by dx of cosec x will be simply minus of cosec x into cot x. You have to use this form, hai na? This is sine to the power sine x. I have written it is sine to the power sine x. Yes, 1. Okay, very good. See, again what we will do, we will write into the fx to the power x form. So I can directly write now. I will, so see, again, I have written 4 different steps here. So now here I can directly write the final step, e to the power limit of x tending to 0 plus log sine x divided by, this will be sine x, right? So this is, as x tends to 0, this will tends to minus infinity, right? So infinity, this is also tending to, this is tending to 0. So I can write this as, sine x, I can write it as 1 by sine x. So 1 by sine x will tend to infinity. So this will become e to the power limit of x tending to 0 plus log of sine x divided by cosec x. Cosec x. Understood? So e to the power limit of x tending to sine x. Yes. So this will become, so this will, now this is infinity to the infinity by infinity form. So I will simply take the differentiation of numerator and denominator. So this will become e to the power differentiation of numerator log sine x. So d by dx of log of sine of x is 1 by sine x into cos x, right? Differentiation of the denominator, d by dx of cosec x I have already written. Cosec x is equals to minus of cosec x into cot x. So I will simply write, this will become 1 by sine x into cos x divided by, this differentiation is minus of cosec x into cot x. right? When you will figure this out, so let's see. So this will be cos x. So this is cot x. So cot x is cos x by sin x, right? This is cosec x. So this is into sin x, right? Sin x will get cancelled with sin x, cos x will get cancelled with cos x. So this is e to the power minus sin x. As x tends to 0, sin x tends to 0 plus sin x will become 0. So this will become e to the power minus of 0, which is nothing but 1. So the limit of this one is 1. Everybody understood? No, Vishnu, this you cannot take sin x minus 1 because this is not tending to 1. We could have only taken if this was tending to 1. If this was tending to sin x minus 1. Yeah, you can take that. You can take that also. Yes. You can take that also. But this is the different method of solving. This is a different method of solving by converting into L'Hopital's rule. Right? So now we know both two methods. One is sin x minus 1. One method was that when you sin x minus 1 into sin x. Another method is sir, we add and subtract 1 from. Yes, you can do that also. That was one of the method. This is another method. So this differentiation, everybody understood? Differentiation, everybody understood? I just kept the values of differentiation. Now I just cosec x and sec x. I just wrote. Ashwin, did you understood? There is nothing more to understood in this one. Here you just cancel out, you are cancelling out terms. So now again for this question, we have solved using normal limit form, standard limit form. But if you, by chance, if you're not able to see those limit forms, you can just convert into L'Hopital's rule, right? I hope understood. Yes. Okay. Now see, one more thing. Do not see, previously I was saying that do not use L'Hopital's rule. Is like you cannot use L'Hopital's rule ever. I have never said that. I have never said that you can never use L'Hopital's rule. I am saying that in exam there you should know both methods by using L'Hopital's and using other methods also. Right? Using L'Hopital's and using other methods also. So L'Hopital's, in the end, in the last, we are seeing L'Hopital's for these forms. And for these forms, we have used other methods and we were getting the limits in perfect condition. And same answer we were getting, even though we were using this form or the L'Hopital's form, or the previous form, I mean. So last question, solve this one. Limit of x tending to 0. Limit of x tending to, again, this is 0 plus sine of x to the power 10 of x. Differentiation of tan x, differentiation of cot x, I will write d by dx of cot x is minus cosecant square x. Okay, just check this one also. Tell me what will be the value of this one. Yes, 1 is correct answer. For this one also, we should get 1 because last one and this one are almost similar. Last one and this one are almost similar. Yes, we can again write tan x as sin x upon cos x. But even if you do not want to write it as sin x and cos x, so this whole thing will become e to the power limit of x tending to 0 plus log sin x divided by cot x. Right? Again, same thing. Sin x differentiation is 1 by sin x into cos x, whole thing divided by, so e to the power, whole thing divided by cot x is cos minus of cosecant square x, right? This whole thing will become 0 because cosecant square x will come. So this is minus e to the power minus 0, which is nothing but 1. So again, for this one also limit is 1. So I hope you understood. Yes. No, Anirudh, you can write tan x, you can write as sin x upon cos x. Then this question becomes exactly as the same as the previous one, right? So this will become sin x log sin x divided by cos x. So this is nothing but writing of sin x log of sin x. Exactly same question. So yeah, you can write in that form also. Understood, Anirudh? Fine, same thing. What you are saying, it's same thing. है ना? Okay, yes. So now see, so these were all the concepts of limits. So we have seen different ways in which we can use limits, right? So remember, what was the actual meaning of limit? Limit was actually what we were doing with limit. We were taking a neighborhood of a point. So suppose this is a point, right? And then we were checking about the neighborhood of this point, right? We were checking about the neighborhood of this point. So this neighborhood has to do nothing. This neighborhood has to do nothing with this point. So this neighborhood was independent of the point, right? So now this was the concept of limit. So this was the concept of limit. That means limit was only and only depending on the neighborhood. Limit was only and only dependent on neighborhood. And nowhere in any concept of limit we have used the actual value of the point. We have never used the actual value of the point, value of the function at that point, right? Whose neighborhood we are trying to find. So this was the first baby step of ours in calculus, right? So when we are talking about functions, so first we took as the neighborhood of a point. We were not talking about the point. Now the second concept, the next step after limits, we came to the next concept of continuity. Now in the same example, if we were first trying to find out the house, so suppose this was the house in which you have to live, right? Suppose this was the house in which you have to live. So first what you did, you checked out the neighborhood houses. First you checked out the neighborhood houses. If the neighborhood house is good, if the house on the left hand side and if the house on the right hand side is good for you, that you saw that, okay, the left hand side house is okay and the right hand side house is okay. What do I mean by okay? This means the limit exists. Limit exists, right? If the left hand side and right hand side limit exists, now what we will do, we will move on to the next concept, which is continuity. Now in this concept, we will look at the actual point. We will look at the actual house, right? So that means if I'll convert this into real numbers, so real numbers, we are talking about x is equals to a. So now first we talk about f of x when limit of x is tending to a minus, right? And then we talked about, so this was the left neighborhood. Now we were talking about the right neighborhood. Right neighborhood was what? When we were talking about limit of x tending to 0, sorry, a plus f of x, right? So this was the left neighborhood, this was the now right neighborhood. We've never talked about f of a. What is f of a? In continuity, we have to talk about f of a, right? So this is the basic introduction of continuity. From limits, talking about neighborhood, we will talk about the actual function. Now the only thing which is introduced from limits to continuity, the only thing which is introduced is only this part, this f of a. Now we will give respect to the function's value at f of a. Okay, so what is the meaning of continuity? So geometrical meaning of continuity, see, suppose if you have any function, okay, just wait. Sir, what happens if the function is not defined for 0 to 1 and the limit tends to 1 by 2 is asked? Does it means limit does not exist? Or nahi, see, Ashwin, if the function is not defined in a particular domain, then we cannot even talk about this function. Like suppose a suppose we will never talk about that function is continuous. So we would limit and continuity are only, or function is only defined if it is in domain. If from 0 to 1 the function is not defined, then we will not say anything about the function in between these 2 points. Why? Because in between these 2 points, in between these values, the function is not defined, so we cannot say anything. By can you say how does a ghost look like? How does a ghost look like? You cannot say anything. Why? Because it does not exist. You cannot predict anything, right? You cannot, you can only imagine what it could be, but you cannot actually say for a fact that, okay, it looks like this, it looks like that. Understood? So if something is not existing, if something is if something is not existing, then we cannot say anything about it. Understood, Ashwin? If in that domain the function is not defined, then there is no point of saying continuous or not continuous. I know. Understood? Very good, very good. Okay, now see see, so yeah, so we were discussing about the meaning of continuity and discontinuity in a domain. So see, from left hand side and right hand side. So suppose we have a function, right? So right now, we were, previous to this, we were just removing this point and we were discussing the limit. So limit for this one, on the right hand side, this point was converging to a particular point. Limit left, right hand limit. So this was a right hand limit, right hand limit, right? Right hand limit was converging to a particular point, right? Right hand limit was converging to a particular point. So let's say right hand limit was, suppose, equals to L, converging a limiting value L. So this L was the limiting value, right? Limiting value. And from the right, left hand side also, if we took the limit, and if the limit actually exists, if the limit exists, then this was left hand limit, right? And this was equal to, suppose, L. That means from right side and the left side, if the function is converging to a particular point, that means on the right side the function is moving towards L, and on the left side also function is converging to a L. And then if we'll see, if the function is continuous, then this part also has to be equal to the converging value. If this is taking something else, suppose here it is converging to L, here is it's converging to L, and the function is equals to this, function is something else, suppose function is taking value T, then we say that this function is discontinuous. That means left hand side limit, right hand side limit are converging to a particular point, but actually your house or your point is located somewhere else, right? So we'll call this function as discontinuous, and or discontinuous function, or we'll say that it is called as discontinuity. Now suppose if this point, this value of the function, is value of the function here at this point, x at x is equals to a, this value of the function is also equals to the limiting value, then we will say, okay, from right hand side it is approaching same value, from left hand side it is approaching same value, and at x is equals to a, it is getting same value. So then we'll say that function is continuous. Understood? Abhishek, did it make clear now? So what we are saying is, from the right hand side, if we are converging to the same value, I'm saying from the right hand side, limit is L, left hand side limit is L. That means from the right hand side the function is taking same values, same limiting values, but in the between the function is not defined. For example, we have seen limits, find the limits of so limit of at extending to suppose 1, x minus 1, x square minus 1 upon x minus 1. What was the limiting value for this one? What was the limiting value for this one? What will the limit exist? So when we calculated left hand limit, that means this was left hand limit was 2, right hand limit was also 2. That means if we look at this function will be x minus 1 into x plus 1 upon x minus 1. So this function was something like this. If I plot this function, so the function is a straight line. So x intercept is -1 and y intercept is, so the function is something like this, right? And only at x is equals to 0, only at x is equals to 1, only at x is equals to 1, suppose this is x is equals to 1, this function was not defined, right? So this scenario was something like this, right? In this case also, from right hand side, if we'll see, the limiting value is 2. From left hand side, if we'll see, the limiting value is 2. That means the function is approaching 2 from right hand side and left hand side, but at x is equals to 1 the function was not defined. So we will say this function is discontinuous. Understood? Left hand side is okay, right hand side is okay, neighborhood is okay, but now the house is not good. The house is not good. House is not worth living. The house is not worth living. right? So we'll say this is discontinuous. Understood? Now suppose if it was defined at this point, now I will say okay, this function, if I'll redefine this function, if I'll redefine in this form, see now very cleverly what I will do, I will redefine this function. So this is function f of x is equals to x square minus 1 upon x minus 1 when x is not equals to 1 and is equals to 2 when x is equals to 1. Now what does this function becomes? When x is not equals to 1, this function is a straight line. When x is equals to 1, I'm filling this function here. So now this function becomes continuous. At this point, we have filled the whatever gap there was 2. So now this function becomes continuous. I hope now it is clear. This concept is clear for everyone. This concept is clear for everyone. Yes. I hope this concept is clear for everyone. Is there anyone who did not understood? Then tell me, I will explain once again. Everybody understood? Very good. Okay. Very good. Fine. So just write it for, if you want to copy this, if you want to write this, you can write. I'll just wait for 1 minute, then we'll start next. Okay. Okay. Yeah. This week's test, how does it become continuous? Just forget about, for this case, forget about continuity. Just remember this function is discontinuous. Just remember for this particular function, it is discontinuous. Mritula, we will discuss about this kind of discontinuity and all this. It is not continuous. This is discontinuous. This is discontinuous. Just remember this thing. This is discontinuous. We'll discuss the remaining part next time. Understood? But this part is discontinuous. Just understood till here. Mritula and Abhishek, fine. Yeah. This week's portion is complete limits and continuity. Not complete continuity, but how to find whether the function is continuous or not. Only these two parts. Okay. Now, continuity of a function at a point. See, continuity of a function at a point. See, in the previous case, what I was doing is I have written that f of x is equals to suppose I'm giving the same example, x square minus 1 upon x minus 1, right? So this function, what I can say is that this function will be equals to x plus 1 for all x belonging to real minus 1. By only this function will be not defined at x is equals to 1, and for x is equals to 1, this function is not defined. Right? By this part, everybody understood what I have written. This part, everybody understood what I have written. So suppose if I'll draw this function, same thing which I have done previously. If I'll draw this function, so this function will be a straight line. This function will be a straight line like this, and at x is equals to 1, this function will be not defined. So this is the actual function which I have done. Right? This was the actual function which we have done. So what we will say? Suppose somebody asks what is the continuity. The question is check. So if suppose the question is check the continuity of the function at point x is equals to 1. Right? Sir, at x is equals to we get, bache, not at x is equals to 1. At x is equals to 1, the function is not defined. Remember what we were talking about? We were always talking about x tending to 1 plus or 1 minus. We were never talking about 1. Remember, this is the only concept of limit and continuity. Don't make mistake in this. So now suppose somebody talks about, okay, tell us about the continuity of this function at point x is equals to 1. And why is he's saying that check the continuity at x is equals to 1? Because he knows everywhere else the function is continuous. He knows everywhere else the function is continuous. That means there is no break in the function. So we say that, okay, the function is for the function at x is equals to 1. So what we will conclude that at the neighborhood of x is equals to 1, that is at x tending to 1 plus and x tending to 1 minus. The limit, the function tends to reach 2. The function tends to reach 2. That means right hand side it is trying to reach 2 and left hand side is trying to reach 2. But at x is equals to 1, the function is not existing. That means the function is discontinuous. There is a gap in the function. There is a gap in the function. Or there is a discontinuity, or there is a discontinuity. Right? There is a discontinuity. There is a gap in the function, or there is a discontinuity. So we'll call this function is discontinuous. So what will be the final observation? That the function is discontinuous at x is equals to 1. Why it is discontinuous at x is equals to 1? Because they're talking about the discontinuity of the function at x is equals to 1. Why we are able to say that it is discontinuous as at x is equals to 1? Because there is a left hand neighborhood and right hand neighborhood exists. Because there is a neighborhood for this point. Because there is a neighborhood of this point. So that means we can discuss about the continuity or discontinuity, because actually there is a neighborhood. If there were no neighborhood, then we could have said nothing about that. So everybody understood that why we are saying this function is discontinuous at x is equals to 1, because there is a neighborhood, right? Now if somebody says that can we make this function continuous, now somebody asks that can we make this function continuous, then you can say yes, we can make this function continuous. And how we can make this function continuous? But there was only one point where this function was not continuous, which was x is equals to 1. At x is equals to 1, this point was discontinuous. Now suppose if I'll redefine the function as, the function was this thing now. If I'll redefine the function as, so this was x plus 1 for all x not equals to 1, and not defined for x equals to 1. Now what I will do, I will take x is function as 2 for x is equals to 1. Now there was a gap here. Now what I will do, I will fill this gap with this point. I have filled this gap with this point. Now this function becomes continuous. Now we can say that for when limit x tending to 1, the function is taking limiting value as 2, and at x is equals to 1, the function is equals to 2. That means right hand side the function is approaching same value, left hand side the function is approaching same value, and the function's value at that point is 2. So that means the function becomes continuous. Yes, yeah, you can say it is like playing Tetris. You can say we are just filling one point, right? So in very layman's term, if you are able to draw the function without lifting your pen or pencil, in its domain, then the function is continuous. If you cannot draw the function in its domain without lifting the pencil, that means it is not continuous. Understood? So if left and right hand limit do not exist, then we do not harm. By suppose if the left hand limit or right hand limit does not exist, so the function is not approaching same value, then 100% there will be a gap between the function. There will be a gap between the function. It is discontinuous. Understood? Fine. Okay. Now this was just basic observation that when will the function will be continuous or not. So just by looking at this observation, just by looking at this definition, we can write a mathematical definition of continuity also. So the mathematical definition of continuity is very, very simple. When the function is said to be continuous, it is very simple. The function is said to be continuous if and only if left hand limit is equals to right hand limit is equals to f of a. When the left hand limit is equals to right hand limit is equals to f of a and exist, means these three values should be equal and existing. Do not say that sir left hand limit is tending to infinity, right hand limit is tending to infinity, and f of a is tending to infinity, so it is a continuous function? No. Left hand limit should be equal to right hand limit. Till here, till this part, it was the concept of limit, right? We just added one more variable, this adding the value of function at a, and this makes whole thing will make continuity. Okay, this is the most important part. This is the only extra thing which you have to check. Okay, so just copy this one, copy this definition, please. Yes, by obviously, by if the limit of the function does not exist, if the limit of the function does not exist, then obviously it is discontinuous. Otherwise it is discontinuous, है ना? Sir, given example satisfy the definition. Sir, if a limit of the function does not exist, it is discontinuous. Yes, obviously. For simplest example, tell me, so you have to check the limit, so you have to check the continuity. So suppose the function is x square, right? Check whether the function is continuous at x is equals to 1. Check whether the function is continuous at x is equals to 1. This is the simplest example. Check the function whether it is continuous at x is equals to 1. Check, tell me, is it continuous or not? Lakshmi, why you are saying no? Why you are saying it is not continuous? Lakshmi Ram, why it is not continuous, bache? By simply, if using this concept, if I'll use, I will take limit x tending to 1 minus, so x square, I will simply substitute 1 minus whole square, so this is approximately equals to 1. Limit x tending to 1 plus x square will be 1 plus whole square, this will also be tending to 1, and f of 1 is 1. So that means left hand limit, right hand limits both are Keshwaram, left right hand limit not equals to left hand limit. Bache, you have whole limits is completed and you are saying this limit does not exist. Sir, yes. So by Srivatsan is saying, sir, are all polynomial functions are continuous? Yes, obviously they're all polynomial functions are continuous. All polynomial without exception are continuous. Yes, because we are able to lift without lifting the pen, you are able to draw. That means, yeah, one graphically you can say that without lifting the pen, without lifting the pen, so that means the function is something like this. Without lifting the pen, if you are able to draw, continuous, or otherwise mathematically you can show this one, right? Okay, now understood this part? Everybody understood? Now see, now if right now see, there will be Gokulnath, this is the next concept, right? Your question comes on the very right time. See, now Gokulnath has asked, sir, what will, suppose Gokulnath, I will simplify your question. Let's see, he is asking, sir, tell me, is greatest integer of x is f of x or y when y is equals to greatest integer of x? Sir, is this continuous or not continuous? Sir, this is continuous or not continuous in its domain. Tell me whether it is continuous or not continuous. First thing, just by looking at this, tell me whether it is continuous or not continuous. Yes, very good. First thing is, we know it is not continuous and it is discontinuous. Next, let's try to draw this function first. Let's try to draw this function first and let's see what this function actually looks like. The function is something like this. The function is something like this. Right? The function is something like this. And we'll see something very important with this function. We'll see something very important with this function. This is hard dot, this is gap, this is hard dot, and this is gap, right? So we'll talk about this point. So this is suppose x is equals to 1. So this is suppose x is equals to 2. This is x is equals to 3. Now, suppose we are talk about limit of x tend so we have to find limit of x is equals to, suppose to f of x. Limit of x is equals to f of x, or I'll simply write greatest integer of x. So tell me for this one, what will be the left hand limit? What will be the left hand limit? For this one, what will be the left hand limit? Tell me for this one, what will be the limit is 1. Very good. Tell me what is the right hand limit? What is the right hand limit? What is the right hand limit? 2. And what is the value of the function? What is value of the function f of 2? What is the value of the function f of 2? F of 2 is 2, right? So what we can see is that on the right hand side, if I'll take this part, if I'll only talk about 2. So what is happening? So right, this is suppose the point. This is the function at 2. So this is f of 2. So this is point 2 comma 2. On the right hand side, this function is existing and the value is 2. But on the left hand side, this function is taking value 1. On the left hand side, this function is taking value 1. So this is y is equals to 1. Or if I look at the graph only, see, right hand side, this is 2 comma 2. So that means the function is taking value 2. Right hand limit and the value of the function are same. So here right hand limit and the value of the function 2 is same. But the left hand limit is not equal to the function value. So we can say one thing, that on the right hand side of the point x is equals to 2, can we say that on the right hand side the function is continuous? Can we say the right hand side of the point? So can we say from this one, can we say this thing, that is the function continuous on the right hand side can we say the function is continuous on the right hand side of the point x is equals to 2? Can we say the function is continuous on the right hand side of the point x is equals to 2? Think about it. Can we say the function is continuous on the right hand side for the point x is equals to 2? Think about it. How can we say the function is continuous if I am able to draw on the right hand side? If I am able to draw on the right hand side without lifting the pen. So suppose I started pointing out, start with here. I start the point here, and on the right hand side, am I able to draw the function without lifting the pen? Am I able to draw the function on the right hand side of this point 2 without lifting the pen? Yes or no? Think about it. Can you draw this function on the right hand side? Right hand side, I mean here, only the neighborhood. Am I able to draw this function on the right hand side without lifting the pen? Yes or no? Yes. So that, do not think that I am talking about ke bhai yahan se I am starting I've started marking the function from here until infinity. No. By plotting the function means on the right hand side means just here, even till a very small neighborhood. If I am able to draw, yes. But am I able to do same on the left hand side? Can I draw the function from 2? So is this, so is the function continuous on the left hand side of the point x is equals to 2, right? Is this correct? No. So that means if I'm talking about the continuous, if I'm talking about a function being continuous around a point, if I'm talking about the function being continuous around a point, so if I'm talking about a function being continuous around a point or at a point, continuous at a point x is equals to a. So this means this will give me two different possibilities. The function has to be left hand continuous. That means left hand limit should be equals to f of a, and the function should be should be right hand continuous. Right hand continuous. Continuous. That means right hand limit should be equals to f of a. In the case of greatest integer function, in the case of greatest integer function, which case is true? This case is true or this case is true? Which one is true? In case of greatest integer function, by the right hand, by it is only continuous on the right hand side. It is only continuous on the right hand side. It is not continuous on the left hand side. This everybody understood? It is only continuous on the right hand side, right? Tell me what will happen in the fractional part of function. Y is equals to fractional part of x. Tell me, is it right hand continuous or left hand continuous? Tell me, fractional part of x, is it right hand continuous or left hand continuous? Fractional part of x, it is right hand continuous or okay, limit is any integer, limit of x tending to 1, it is right hand continuous or left hand continuous? Yes. See, if I'll again try to draw the function by for any integer for extending to 1, so any integer, suppose this is 1, so the function will be something like this, right? Here it will be like this, and then again from 0 to 1 it will be like this, right? Again on the, can you draw from x is what will be the value, what will the value f of 1, what will the value f of 1, what will the value f of 1, f of 1 will be 0, f of 1 will be 0. So that means we'll start from here. Can I draw the function on the right hand side or left hand side without lifting the pen? Can I draw the function? Which side I can draw the function without lifting the pen? Which side I can draw the function without lifting the pen? From this point. So from this point, if I start, from this point, if I start, I can draw this function without lifting the pen. But from the left side, I have to, after pointing this point, I have to move from here to here, and then I have to start drawing here. So which side it is continuous? Again, this is continuous from right hand side continuous, right? I can say it is right hand side continuous. Very good. But is this function continuous? But is this function, the question is this function, is this function continuous at x is equals to 1? Is this function continuous at x is equals to 1? Is this function continuous at x is equals to 1? No. Why? Because left hand limit is not equals to the right hand limit. Everybody understood this part? Everybody understood? But this function is right hand continuous. Continuity also we are breaking into two parts. Continuity also we are breaking into two parts. In the next class, I will explain why we are breaking the continuity into two parts also. So I hope today's class everybody is able to understand till this point. Everybody is able to understand this till this point, yes or no? Okay, very good. Okay, so now just wait for a second. Yes, very good. So now I will just share with you the PDF. Sundaram, that I will explain that part in tomorrow. I will explain that part tomorrow. Okay, Sundaram. I will explain which chapter is this. This is continuity, bacha. Continuity. Bol. Okay, I'm sharing the slide now. Rudra, I will explain the last example once again. I will explain the last example once again. Don't worry. I'm sharing the PDF with you now. Pradyuman, why you also are starting teaching? Why do you want to know the which software am I using? You also are starting teaching maths, Pradyuman? Sandwich theorem example, but I will check and I will tell you tomorrow. Tomorrow we will take 1 or 2 sandwich theorem example. Okay. 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 So I have uploaded the file. I have uploaded the file. You can download it now. Yes, good. If you're finding it interesting, that is good. Yeah, I'm waiting for 5 minutes. Don't worry. I will wait for 5 minutes. I will end the meeting after you have downloaded. Is there any doubt for you till today, for today's class? You can ask. I will show you the for any doubt you have in any PDF. I will explain. And Pranav or G section, Pranav from G section, why you are always late in the class? Pranav from G section, why you are 10 minutes late every day in the class? This week's home assignment I will give today. Oh, sorry, I will give tomorrow. So your home assignment will be for the weekend. Your home assignment will be for the weekend because we start a new chapter today. So your home assignment will be for this weekend. So I will give today or tomorrow. You can check tomorrow. Last example, Rudra. Okay, just wait. Okay, so the last example was Rudra, you are talking about fractional part. You're talking about fractional part, right? Uh, okay. Let's see. See, so for fractional part of x, if I draw the function for fractional part of x, it is something like this, right? The fractional part of the function is something like this, right? So if I'm talking about x is equals to 1, then the function for x is equals to 1. For x, f of 1 will be 0. That means this point. So from here, let's see. On the right hand side, I'm able to draw the function. On the right hand side, I'm able to draw the function from this point, right? But on the left hand side, there is a gap. There is a gap here. So on the left hand side, this function. So suppose from here, I am trying to draw the right hand side. So suppose there is a point for x is equals to 1. So this is 1 comma 0. This point is 1 comma 0. Okay. So this is the value 1 comma 0. F of 1 and 1 comma f of 1. Right? From here, right hand side, let's see if I can draw. If right hand side, yeah, I can draw it here. But from this point, if I'm trying to draw from the left side, if from this point, if I draw draw the left side, I have to lift my finger, I have to lift the pen, and I have to put it here, and I have to draw. Understood? So there is a difference. Right hand side, directly I'm able to draw, but left hand side, I cannot draw like that. I have to lift the pen and I have to draw. Did you understood now? Rudra, did you understood? Right hand side is this, but left hand side, from here to here, you have to move first and then you have to draw. Understood? So this is the difference. There is this. So right hand side, continuously we can draw on right hand side, but left we have to lift the pen to draw for left hand side. Now you understood? Okay. Okay, very good. For the least integer, you can check. For the least integer, you can check. Least integer will be exactly opposite. Okay, fine. Everybody understood? Okay. But you have to draw the function. You just check. Left hand limit you can find. Right hand limit. GB, for what value of x? 1 plus x to the power x. For what value of x? For what value of x you have to check. Okay. Fine. So I'll leave the meeting now. I hope everybody has downloaded, right? Okay, I'll share the PDF once more. Just wait. Yeah, I've shared with once more. You can leave if you've downloaded. You can leave if you have downloaded the PDF. Okay, if you have downloaded the PDF, you can leave the class. Yes, so right hand side is equals to f of a. What is f of a? 0, and right hand side is also 0. F of a is f of a is 0, for it is for least integer. Sorry, for fractional part. For least integer, Mr. Apple, for least integer, suppose for x is equals to 1. So for x is equals to 1, it will take 2. So right hand side, it will be, again, it will for it will be 2. So again, it will be right hand side continuous. Left hand side, as soon as it is less than 1, it will take 1. But as it, it will be left hand continuous, because till 1, it will take 1. As soon as it becomes 1.1, it will start taking value 2. So it will be left hand side continuous for least integer. Apple, did you understood? Take value of x is equals to 1. it will be continuous from the left hand side, because till 1 it will take 1. As soon as it becomes 1.1 it will take 2. Mr. Apple, did you understood? Yes, very good. Apple, why you are not still not changing the name? Huh? Okay, chalo, I will end the meeting now. Thank you very much. I do not know, sir. I have asked him to change the name, but he's not changing. He's giving me excuse that in Apple he is not able to change the name, but that is not the case. I'm using Apple. I can change the name whenever I want.
Okay.
Sir, I'm leaving. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.